Good. Hello, welcome to today's preview show for the Washington, Indiana City Council. This is for the meeting of June 8th, 2020, 6:30 p.m. this coming Monday. Again, these preview shows are going to start being on Fridays before the City Council meeting, so that allows me to get enough information to present it all to you before the meeting. This will be a meeting that we're coming back together. All the City Councilmen will be in with the mayor, clerk, treasurer, and attorney. So we'll all be in the same room this time. I think one might be calling in from another location. But we're going to start getting back to meeting in person and then just having only the people that have stuff on the agenda in the audience according to like our department heads. I believe that's the way the mayor's going to do it for the next few or couple. Again, we're going to call the meeting to order, moment of silence for veterans, pledge of allegiance, roll call by the clerk, treasurer, approval of the minutes from the May 25th meeting, and then written presentation of claims. Under the comments by the members of the public, we're going to have a presentation from Mizak and Palmer regarding the possibility of availability of housing development funding. And this is stuff we try to do every year. They've come to us, wanted to present their proposal so that we can listen to it and then decide whether or not the city agrees with the way that program will go. We all know that we need some housing in the city, so this may be a good opportunity to, again, try to get some of those funding available from the state and federal government to help put a new housing addition somewhere in Washington. Bryant Niehoff is also going to be there to talk about the proposed Commons project. So more on that on Monday. So if you're interested in those housing projects, tune in. We'll again live stream this for WHSH broadcasting. Resolution, we're going to authorize transfer funds in clerk's treasurer budget. Introduction to Ordinance 6-201, ordinance creating funds for wastewater treatment plant improvement and phosphorus removal facility. Technicality, just to have funds in there for the money to flow through, so that we can, the revenue from the bonds and stuff like that, so we can make sure that we put them in the funds and we can keep track of those easier in said funds as we disperse them for the project as we go forward, since that was approved at the last meeting. We're also going to do an ordinance for additional appropriation for the wastewater treatment plant. Basically, this is if we remember the $700,000 grant, we're going to make a fund for that. So this is a not to exceed $700,000, and this will where the grant monies will flow through. So that's what that's going to be for. Okay, and then that's it as the agenda stands for Monday night. Again, we're going to try to keep these at a minimal, get the city business done, and then as the next few go along, and then we'll start doing not regular, but the new normal city council meetings as soon as we can. Okay. So then we're going to go to the Board of Works. They're going to call the meeting to order, approve the minutes from the May 26th meeting. Actually, I think that was the same as on that. That's wrong. Yeah. Because we met on Tuesday instead of on Monday. Discussion approval of all claims submitted, reading of bank statements and any donations if we have any. And then we're going to talk about they're going to talk about on the Board of Works about the 550 project. I think I mentioned last time that the redevelopment authority or commission for the city of Washington had approved bids for that. Well, they had not approved. They had opened bids for that. Now, they get forwarded to the Board of Works. And I think if you've been following around with this project, many of people have said that this is probably the most complicated financing that I have ever seen in my years of the council, or a lot of our experts have seen, with all the different parts and moving parts and the 3 different sections and how they're financed. It becomes a bunch of conduits. So the Redevelopment Commission and Redevelopment Authority, they are pretty much how we're going to use them as the conduit for funding, so that the street leasing, taking the money from our taxing the TIF funds and moving those through and paying the bills, taking the revenue from the bonds, they're going to run through there. Like I said, it's very complex the way we had to do the financing for this. So these two things, they're going to be talking about that. So basically, we're going to discuss and approve the bids for the Highway 50 roadway construction project on the west side. Okay, this is just for the west end, from the west city limits all the way to Southeast 3rd Street at Wendy's and Hunan Garden. So that's the project that is being awarded or discussed on Monday. Okay, the center section is still a ways away. East side is already done. Okay, and again, to make this partnership work with the city Board of Works and the Redevelopment Commission and Redevelopment Authority, there has to be an interlocal agreement. So that's basically what's going to be discussed also at the Board of Works meeting, talking about the interlocal agreement so that that conduit can happen and the funds can flow freely and be able to pay the bills. Okay. And doesn't mean freely. Well, basically, as the bills come in, they're approved and then they're paid. And this allows us to do that with the way that the financing package had to be put together. Okay. Then we're going to talk about the wellness program on there, about physical activity program, an amendment to the policy, basically just rewarding our employees for taking charge in their health of their own health and well-being, but also giving them an incentive to make sure that they do that. And then there's going to be an approval of salary change discussion in the water department. So just a salary or a position change there. So again, we're going to be light on these agendas, but there's some very important stuff going on Monday. You know, with the phosphorus stuff getting ready to get started, that construction, and then we got the Highway 50 West segment being discussed and maybe awarded that night. I believe that we're starting to get back to making really big decisions. So it's important that maybe you tune in on Monday live stream for WHSH. And also the Highway 50 project. You know, that's going to be a long project, and it's also going to be something that we just have to bear with some of the inconveniences that this will bring upon travel in this area. So I know that there's going to be some inconveniences, but look at the finished product and look at what the end is going to be. It's going to be a great conduit through our city that's going to be much improved and look a lot better and drive a lot better. So just think about the end when we're going through all the frustration of what the construction is going to bring. Also, again, live streams of Fridays before City Council meeting. That's the way we're going to do it, 10 a.m. That way I have as much information as possible and I do not rush Debbie because she has enough to do to keep the city running in the mayor's office. So Friday mornings, 10 a.m. again, still live streaming the Friday before the City Council. So these will all be on those dates. And again, we're going to start having guests, not the next one, but the one after that. I'm going to try to schedule animal control or somewhere, and we're going to start trying to get back to talking to the city departments and looking at what all they do for the citizens of Washington and how they function. And again, the first one I want to do is going to be the animal control. So we're going to see if we can schedule that for the one after next. The next one I'm going to be out of town. I'm still going to do the live preview show. It's just going to be from where I'm at on vacation. So you can tune in and see where I'm at maybe with a background. So tune in Monday, 6:30 p.m. And thank you for joining me today, and have a great day, Washington.